This is yet again another attempt at a video response for the subscriber contest from nwois666. I think the first 5 things that we would do will greatly depend upon the particular situation, whether or not we are bugging in or bugging out. For the purpose of this particular video, we will assume that it is a bug-in situation, or that we have time to be making those decisions. That it is not an immediate threat to where we are literally grabbing our bags and going, because that would entail an entirely different plan of action. Assuming then that it is a bug-in or a not time-sensitive situation, the very first thing that would happen in any case would be to hit my knees and pray for guidance, pray for wisdom, pray for my family and for those around me, and for our leaders, to give them the wisdom to help handle the situation. The next thing would be to have a quick family meeting of the family members that are here at the house at the time. This would be very quick explanation of the situation, and at that point, Mom's rule. I would, be trying to direct people to do things which would be my number 3, which would be to gather and garner all the water possible, if in fact that particular utility was still available to us. Someone would be sent out to fill every trash can, cooler, anything that could be found for the animals, as well as in the house. Every glass, pot, pan, bucket, you name it, would be filled, bathtub, everything would be filled with water. While I do believe we have adequate water storage, never hurts to have more. The other would be to get, maybe someone on lighting, depending upon whether or not it was nighttime or whether it was, what the particular situation is, what season it is. While they are attending to those particular duties, my number 4, assuming that we still had ways to communicate, particularly cell phones, would be to contact my oldest son and have him grab my mother and head this direction, or at least find out about their safety and what their plans are, should it be a situation where they're not able to get here. The next would be to contact my husband, who is an over-the-road truck driver, and help expedite his safe return home. And of course, that would also depend on cell service and on what the situation is. If we're looking at the situation where things go bad in Bayou Corn or down in Louisiana, and it causes the New Madrid fault to go, if he's over on the other east of the Mississippi, we may not be able to get him back quickly. He may face some even bigger challenges than just dealing with people. But that, for me, would be my number 4, as well as getting a hold of, like I said, if this is assuming cellular service is still available, the older children that are at work, and being sure that they are able to get back home, and finding out, assessing their needs to get them back here. If the communication lines are not there, then we will just have to trust in their abilities to be able to do what they need to do to get home. And again, continue praying. Number 5, which would be after the initial assessments of what needs to be done, would be to pull out our inventory list, to start assessing our less than immediate needs. You know, particularly if it's a situation, we have propane, so we generally always have heat, but to go out and check the propane tank and see exactly how much is in there and what we, you know, because we also use it for our cooking. It may be a matter of going out and getting the wood stove and getting the wood stove connected and put into the house. At the moment, we're not allowed to do that because of the insurance issues, but in an SHTF or WROL situation, that is not going to be a major concern. So that would provide, you know, being able to provide us with heat and some cooking. And then saving the propane for the hot water tank in order to keep us in hot water. We would also be going through and deciding on jobs. And this is assuming that our safety is not an issue. If it turns out that it's a situation, we live out here in the middle of nowhere, which is why we like it. So generally our safety from outside sources is not of a major concern to us, an immediate major concern in that type of situation. It would fast become one, particularly if there are liable to be people coming from larger towns coming out here trying to find resources, whether it be food or gas or whatever that they're after. We would need to start setting up patrols, setting up securities, possibly even moving animals closer to the house so they can be more easily secured, that sort of thing. But number 5 would in fact be that for us, would be the figuring out, what do we do now? Where are we at? How are we situated? Like I said, so much of this is predicated on what the particular issue is. I know we, for ourselves, we are prepping for a myriad of different scenarios, from economic collapse to a war situation, such as attacks from above. I doubt that one doesn't seem to be as big of an issue, while it can be, but I think because of where we live within the continental United States, if an invasion or something was to happen, that we would probably know about it in plenty of time. My worst fear does tend to be an EMP or a natural disaster. That I think would cause the biggest concern for us in in something that we wouldn't have any forewarning of. But those are the things that those are the things that we'd look at and do first. Would really like to win your subscriber contest. There's quite a few items there that would be excellent to go into our other vehicles. With the economy slowing down and with the husband being a truck driver, they definitely feel it quick. Things are getting harder. It's getting a little harder to prep. We've had to change how we prep some, but we still prep every day. We do something every single day. And I believe those items would be excellent to go either into my husband's get-home bag to lighten what he's already carrying, as well as thrown into another one of the vehicles, so that in case a child is farther away than 15 miles or 20 miles, that he has a better chance of getting back home. Very excellent question, and I very much enjoyed the video since I've started subscribing to you. Have a beautiful day.